So today we're gonna be watching episode 3 of Oshinoko, and
Ooh, made
Well,
it to episode 3 of Oshinoko before you made it to episode 3 of Kill la Kill. You can't do this to me.
yes, well, um, me and Joker are extremely low energy because right now because we just recorded a 4-hour session last night. So
Yeah,
this is
that
gonna be
was.
this is gonna be great. Um,
I hope people enjoyed that 4-hour video about that movie.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna split it into 2 parts because that would be just way too long.
Come on, you never watched a Wendigoon video?
No.
That guy can go for like 10 hours.
uh,
on a quiet day.
yeah, well,
On a good day.
as you can hear, we've got Illya on again, so.
Hello,
Everyone say hi to Illya. Hi, Illya.
Hi, Illya.
hi, Illya.
Oh,
Alright. Then, episode 3. Uh, anything I want to say about this? Anything you guys want to say about this?
this is my first time going through it, so as always, take the floor.
I haven't seen this episode since it came out.
Um, I remember this being another one that angered me. On my first watch through.
It can't get worse than last time.
I think it was mostly that I was just still mad from last time. Um, so I think this one is just kind of. I genuinely don't remember. I think I've like hate blocked it out of my memory. Um, uh, episode 4 I liked, but episode 3 I remember being kind of meh. Um, I guess I've got nothing else to say, so. I just noticed it said Google, but like with a U instead of 2 O's. Like the
They
cup.
ooified.
They ooh-oofied Google. Goo-woogle.
No. What have they done to my boy Google?
Goo-woogle Chrome.
And this intro's a banger. It's still so good.
I have been listening to it on repeat, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I was rating anime just on the intros.
Baking soda.
Baking soda.
I was going to say that.
Well, she said lonely senpai, but she didn't. They translated it weird.
Oh. I decided she's Vesco.
Oh my god, no.
Yes. Join.
She's so cute. Look at her.
Yeah, maybe this episode wasn't so bad, and I was just taking out my anger on baking soda.
I mean,
Perhaps
it's
she
only been a
treated her
few
too
minutes.
harshly.
It's only been a few minutes, but I'm already like grinning.
See? Best girl.
She's fine. Oh yeah, this is why I hated this episode.
Why?
You're about to find out.
She knows 007.
Man is gay.
That's funny.
Okay.
Oh, do you want to pause? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, so first of all, mild nitpick. So the code is 45510. That should not be the 45,410th attempt. Realistically, it should be like the 45,515th attempt or 16th attempt, because he would presumably start with like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? And so on.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't start with 1, and then there would also be 0, 0, 1, or 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So it would actually be much more than that. But whatever. Like I said, minor nitpick. Maybe he just decided to start counting or something. I don't know. But yeah. The more important thing that bothers me is this, to me, doesn't make any sense. The fact that, again, like I raised this this issue in the first video that we did about this anime, and I touched upon it, but you didn't have context at the time. Now you do, so I can talk about it a bit more in depth. The way that like Aqua approaches his revenge plot is extremely, in my opinion, it's extremely contrived. Because, you know, if you're gonna spend 4 years trying to brute force a phone password that might not even work, like, to me, it seems that there are way easier ways to go about potentially getting information. Like he said, I has owned the phone since before she was even pregnant. So there might not even be any information on them that he was looking for. And furthermore, like, you would think that it would be, again, I said this in the first video, but you would think it would be way easier to just, like, do, like, an ancestry or something, right? Like... You know, obviously, there's a chance that the ancestry will come up empty, but it would be way less expensive or less time-consuming than trying to brute force a phone password for 4 years. Like, gosh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If he used the ancestry, it would reveal that she had children, though, which was something he's trying to keep hidden.
That is a good point. Ilya makes a good point.
That is
like,
a
he's
good
still
point.
trying to keep that hidden, and if you do ancestry, it reveals who his mother is.
Well, but I've actually never done ancestry personally, so this is a genuine question. Does ancestry, like it doesn't publicly reveal your information, right? It's just, it's all personal.
It doesn't, but it's all on their files, and gossip happens.
Yeah, it could be.
Would you want to risk potentially exposing your mother's biggest secret just for this?
Well, that, I suppose, raises the question of how important is this revenge plot to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it more important than Ai's secret? If so, and I think that's kind of a catch-22 question, because if it is, then obviously go for the ancestry, because you have a much higher, you know, it's a much better risk reward in that case. And if it's not, then it raises the question of why you're even doing the revenge in the first place, you know?
I think it was probably also he had the mixture of, one, he was grieving, and two, he was a child, he didn't really have many connections. So when he found the phones, that was probably his only lead. So he spent all the time trying to pursue the leads he had.
Well, he had the director, and
Yeah,
presumably...
but he had the director, but he, again, was still a kid. He wasn't in the position he is now.
I guess, but I still feel like there has to be easier ways to go about this. Like, I also, I also was thinking about it, like, his whole conclusion that his father must be someone in the entertainment industry. The way he gets to that conclusion seems a little, a bit of a stretch to me. Like, oh, I's, like, social circle is pretty small, so therefore my father must be someone in the entertainment industry. Like, yeah, I don't know if that's true. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you know, her social circle might have been small, but at the same time, like, he knows from personal experience that she interacts with people who are not in the entertainment industry because he was one of those people in his past life. You know? So,
Yes, she did, but, well, she does interact with people outside of it, but she doesn't make an effort to get close with most of them.
well, as far as he knows, she doesn't make an effort to get close to anyone, even her own kids. So,
I don't think that's true, because, like, we see she does make the effort, but it's not, like, we see she makes the effort because we see that she has gone to some of their acting things.
well, that's true. She makes the effort, but she's afraid to take the final step.
Yeah, like, and again, he's grieving. His mind isn't exactly in the right place. He's probably jumping to conclusions.
That's also reasonable.
Like, also, he's a child. God knows what is happening to his brain, especially since it's, developed previously, and now it's trying to do it again. Like, his body is probably, not doing things properly to him. There's probably a shitload of different factors going into it of why he makes the conclusions he does.
True. I mean, he's a child, but he's also, like, kind of mentally not a child. So, I don't know.
What bothers me ever so slightly is his decision to seemingly drop out of being an actor in exchange for being in production. Like, I feel like an actor would have a lot more chances to make connections in the industry, to be able to suss out if he believes so strongly that it's somebody in the industry. An actor would be the better option to meet people in that industry.
Right. And
He kind of drops out. It's more of a manga thing as to why he tries to stop.
yeah.
Would you like to elaborate?
Okay, so manga spoilers obviously, but like when he tries to do it again later, it brings up bad memories for him.
Oh,
He vaguely, like, again, it's been ages since I've read it.
Basically,
But when when he tries to do it again, it brings back all the happy days with I, and it kind of puts him in the bad mental state again.
oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes more sense.
yeah. I think
All right.
I think that it's sort of safe to say, at least in my opinion, that depending on, like, irrelevant of how contrived the actual revenge plot is, I would say that it's definitely probably one of the weakest elements of the story. And it doesn't help that, not to spoil, but ultimately the father ends up being, I would say, somewhat of a disappointment, in my personal opinion.
Well, I haven't made it that far yet, so we'll have to
He's not
see.
in the anime.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, he will be in season 2, won't he? Maybe. Maybe.
I think so. I think he is probably going to show up for that one scene, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, the scene where he's an edgy boy.
Yeah, the Edge McThousand.
Edgy McThousand. See, this is why he's disappointing, because he's literally just edgy McEdgerson. I think I said that before, but, like, he's so edgy, it's so cringeworthy.
No, not that.
And his minions are cringeworthy as well. Again, I won't spoil.
I mean,
but
that's just minions in general. Most minions are just cringy. Maybe that's where Aqua gets the cringe from.
Maybe. I was gonna say something, but that's a spoiler, so I'll leave it off because it's not really important to say. See, that's the story that I really wanted out of this, not the revenge story. Because I think the revenge story is just really weak as it's executed.
Oh, 1 out of 5 stars.
Yeah. Okay, that's a new scene, I think. Yeah. So I did want to mention something. Kind of to elaborate on the point that I made while it was playing there. I feel like his not only is the revenge plot kind of weak and just not interesting to me, I also feel like it's kind of like entirely self-contradictory because like I don't think it's what I would have wanted him to do. Like, if he really cared so much about Ai's memory, he tried to fulfill her wish and become an actor like she wanted him to, right? And, you know, in Joker, I don't know if you saw that there was an after-credit scene for the first episode, but
You mind describing what happened in the after credits scene?
basically, it was just a video, like a recording of Ai with both her kids, and
Oh, the recording.
yeah, and
I did not know there'd be an after credit scene.
yeah. Well, basically, she just says, like, what did she say? As your mother, my only wish is that you both grow up healthy, something along those lines. This is not healthy. This is clearly
It'll be
not
healthy
what you
when he kills his father.
Yeah, he's not on this.
I don't know about that.
I mean, again, it's more manga stuff, but we do. It's hard to explain, really. Because, like, to me personally, a core theme of it is how all-encompassing revenge is to someone and the self-destructive lengths you go to do it.
Well, that's exactly the point, that's what I'm saying. He should not be doing that, and if he really cared what I thought about him, he would realize that this is not what she would have wanted him to do. Like, even if
there is kind of an answer to it, but it's more manga stuff.
Like, if she had wanted him to, or even if she had been resentful of their father for killing her, she would not have wanted her children to go down this path of all-consuming revenge and self-destructive revenge. Because it's not healthy, and it's just not what she would have wanted, clearly. So I think that he's kind of creating a... Like, it's hard to root for him because we know that the character that we've grown attached to has sort of opposing interests, I guess you could say, to what he's trying to do. Not necessarily opposing interests, but interests that are exclusive to the situation that he has to put himself in order to achieve his goal. Hopefully that makes sense.
I somewhat understand what you're trying to get at. But again, I haven't watched very far into this or read the manga. Unlike Illya, who seems to believe that there's a fairly decent explanation for this. So,
I mean, they're...
I mean, okay, so I could argue that it's not really Aya's preferred outcome for her children, but it is the outcome that's happening. So, if someone you really cared about died, if your mother died, I feel as though you might disregard some of her. Yeah, disregard some of the things that she said in the pursuit of finding the person.
Yeah, like
responsible.
That's a pretty common thing just in media in general.
Yeah, it is.
Where they go off the deep end and like disregard the person they're trying to get revenge for actual wants and desires.
Right, but usually that's seen as like a thing that you probably isn't all that great to do. Whereas in this, it's like almost framed as like the end goal of the... Well, actually, minor spoilers.
It's Aqua's end goal.
It is the end goal. Yeah, it's Aqua's end goal. And
it's Aqua's end goal, yeah, it's just Aqua's though.
I don't see why that would be an issue.
Aqua's end goal is to heal his father without care about what happens to him.
Right. Characters can have negative character arcs. This is probably an example of one.
Yeah, and we see later on how far he's willing to go back into the darkness to get that desire.
Yeah, but the problem for me, I think, is that it's not just a negative character arc. Like, it's a negative story, for lack of a better word. Like, I'm not saying that you can't have, tragic stories, obviously, but it just feels to me like the entire story is a negative character arc, which makes me really not like the character.
I feel the things Aqua does, like, you would know when I say the scandal arc, the thing he does there, that 100% just tarnishes what I wanted.
Right, yeah.
And he does it again just to continue. Well, he does it for a reason, and then is using the reason to continue his revenge.
Yeah. I just don't like him because he's so obsessed with revenge. To the point where it's actively harming character. Like, he is actively harming characters that I do care about, which makes me see him as almost a villain and someone that I actively almost want to root against.
You know what they say, villain protagonists.
Yeah, I'd say he's a villain protagonist.
I
Not a
guess.
protagonist.
I guess. But the problem with villain protagonists, I think, is that usually villain protagonists, the people that they're fucking over are like people you don't care about. Whereas like in this, the people that he's fucking over are, you know, Ruby and Kana and other people who haven't been introduced yet. But we also care about a lot. So, you know, it's again, it doesn't make you like villain protagonists you root for because you don't care about the other people anyway, and you just want to see a villain be evil, and you want to, you know, like escapism, escape into that world of just being a villain. Whereas with Aqua, he's being villainous towards people who you actually sympathize with and empathize with, and you don't want to see fail, and he's actively making it harder for them to succeed. So it makes you root against him. And I think that's a problem for the overall story.
I'll need further evidence. Because I know in episode 2, I did not like the thing he did.
Yeah.
But I'll need further evidence that this completely demolishes his character.
Yeah. I mean, that's one example. But yeah. I will say that although I'm being very critical of this this series, I do enjoy the series. And it's, you know what they say, you get the most angry about the things that you love. And I think with that series, that's very true for me. That this series, I really love this series, and it's because of that the flaws that it does have really, really bother me.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, you do pay more attention to things that you enjoy, and you are more critical of them, I guess.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say something.
Oh no, I don't have anything.
Just a quick question. This is on my mind because of all the drama that has been surrounding this topic lately. I don't know if you guys have been privy to it. But do you think that her brattiness thing is like a localizer thing? Or...
Probably.
Okay. So it's just localizers being dumb again. That would explain.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
I don't know Japanese, so you said she apparently says lolly senpai?
Yes.
She's saying lolly senpai out loud, yeah.
Oh.
Every time she says lolly senpai, the subtitles are saying her brattiness.
I mean, how else would you really translate that? Like,
You could just write it
Like,
as
just-
lolly senpai. And I think any anime fan would know what that means.
I mean, I suppose.
Like, not to get all, all according to Keikaku. Translator's note, Keikaku means plan on it, but
You are
like...
my very best Nakama.
yeah. But like, I genuinely do think that that's something you could just leave in Japanese. You could just write lolly senpai, and any anime fan would know what that means.
I think
mean,
the
I-
joke would probably come out better if they kept it as lolly senpai as well.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Because with
It
the
is really
her
relevant,
brattiness, you kind of have to also know that lollies are generally brats.
Also,
That
they're
part I
not
didn't know.
always. I don't know if that's entirely true, actually.
A lot of them are.
Really? I mean, you look at
I've seen a
you look
lot.
at Kana, you look at Megumin, and like
I
some.
mean, Kana isn't a lolly, so
What do you mean Kana isn't a lolly? No,
Kana ain't no lolly.
no, Kana from Dragon Maid. I mean.
Oh no, yeah. Listen, I'm looking at my Kana right now. Yeah, Kana. Okay, Kana from Dragon Maid is built different. She does not get to be part of the normal lollies.
Yoshino from Data Life.
I don't have a comment for this.
I feel like most lollies are presented as like just like moe rather than like bratty.
I see way too many bratty lollies.
I think that a lot of tsunderes are presented as like shorties.
Bitches.
A lot of tsunderes are presented as shorties, which I think sort of adds to that a little, but yeah. Anyways, conclusion, localizer's dumb. Oh, character arc.
Mhm.
I do
I
really
mean, it was
like
mostly
this.
off screen.
I do really like this aspect of Kana. So, I have a question for Illya, because maybe I'm just being a dummy and forgot. But in the stage play arc, it's like an entire plot point that the mangakas have a right to have their work adapted to their liking, is it not? So why is she allowing this to be such a terrible adaptation that she clearly hates?
I don't remember. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe... I don't know, maybe she's just experienced the backlash and decided that maybe a better adaptation is better? Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember if they address it or not.
Okay.
They probably do.
I would be surprised if they didn't, but I just can't. I don't remember.
Because I feel like in Kana's position specifically, she would have gotten a lot of backlash for it not being a great adaptation. Because she was the lead actress, so she's more the face of it.
Right. Yeah, but
So she probably got a bunch of backlash from it.
Yeah, but it ended up being the ML that actually got all the hate from it. Right?
Probably.
The male lead.
And probably his acting's not great. At least Kana has, previous work that shows she's not bad.
I guess that's fair.
But she still could have learned from the ML getting all the backlash and not want it to happen. Wait, isn't Aqua part of the stage play?
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, so
no.
she...
I'm asking... Hold on, maybe you don't understand my question. I'm asking why the mangaka for Sweet Today... Not Sweet Today. Yes, Sweet Today. The one they're doing right now. Why doesn't she step in and exercise her right to have it adapted to her liking? Considering that in a later arc, that's an entire plot point.
Well, because sometimes the original writers just don't have that power.
Oh.
Like, depending on the contract, IRL, some creators just don't have the power to do that.
Okay. Well, I assumed that...
Like, I think specifically with 50 Shades of Grey, because I've listened to a lot about it, in the first movie, she couldn't hold as much weight as she could in the second and third. Like, she couldn't just go, I don't like this scene, veto it.
Right.
It is true. You have to be pretty careful when it comes to handing out your IP.
Well, that's
for
true.
adaptations.
I was just wondering if that was true in the context of this story as well, because it, like, later on, it almost seemed to present it as, like, a universal law, but, like, that she could theoretically sue them for, like,
who knows?
property
Maybe
damage or something. But
I mean, she can, in theory, sue if it's a bad adaptation and it affects her work negatively.
Who knows? Maybe she changed up her the contract rights for her IP, so she has more control. Who knows?
Yeah.
I doubt anybody put this much thought into it.
Also, considering the budget's low, she probably just didn't expect it to get a lot of just, viewership in general.
That's possible.
So she could have probably just gone, it's a bad adaptation, but not many people are going to see it anyway, so I'll bite my tongue.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm probably putting a lot more thought about this into it than the authors did, but at this point, but this is where my brain goes.
Yeah, that's the thing about fans. Fans do a lot more thinking about things than authors do.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's a pretty popular author thing.
like I said, I only do this because I love the show so much. That's a weird shot, that his eye goes dark there.
Because evil.
Yeah, I don't know why he's getting all evil about that, but whatever.
He's probably just, thinking about being the villain role he needs to for the movie.
Oh, that's probably true. That's true. That's a good point.
He also doesn't have Kana's people skills, so that's probably why he got a lot of backlash for the show.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that as well. I want to finish this reaction series before Season 2 comes out, so that we can talk about Season 2 when it comes out properly with Joker.
Good luck.
So hopefully
We'll see.
we'll be able to do that. It's impressive that he managed to figure out which one of those was the correct one.
Yeah, 3 just we gave. See.
It's the power granted by revenge.
Anime logic. So that is episode 3.
Those
like-
last 8 minutes went by very fast.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said those last 8 minutes went by very fast.
Yeah. I think the last 8 minutes were actually when I started to enjoy it a little, but I didn't realize that I enjoyed on my first watch through, I mean. But I didn't realize that I was actually enjoying it until episode 4. But episode 2 and most of episode 3, yeah, I remember. I was just really annoyed at angsty revenge mode Aqua because, yeah, I didn't like him.
I liked episode 2. This was a fine episode. I just don't have a lot to say about it. It doesn't seem. Thing that stuck with me rather, the most has to do with the mangaka being very disappointed with her adaptation. As somebody who eventually wants to see my stuff be adapted, it hits a little close to home.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just kind of an okay episode.
Yeah, I guess this whole thing about like the bad acting and all that, I now that I was rewatching it with like a fresh mind, it kind of resonated with me as I said, as someone who is done dramas before, nothing particularly special, just like clubs and stuff, like drama clubs and stuff. Like I have always loved to act and be part of like musicals and dramas, but I was just never good at I was never good at memorizing lines, so I could never really perform in a leading role, and because of that, it meant that I essentially was forced to, like, I forced myself to remain in, like, ensemble and extra roles, kind of. The problem with that is that at that point you're more acting for the community and the group behind the production itself, and not so much the production itself. Which, if you don't like the group, then it's kind of like you're kind of out of luck at that point, because you're no longer acting. You're no longer enjoying what you're doing, and that's kind of what ended up turning me off from it a little. Which is a shame, because if I had the opportunity to act in something and I could memorize lines, I would absolutely take it. But it's just, I don't know, not within my capabilities, I guess. I'm not good at memorization.
You've got more experience in that world than I do, so can't really speak about your experiences. But yeah, that does kind of suck.
Yeah.
You don't have that ability, because it would be pretty cool to be an actor.
Right. Yeah. And for a time, I thought maybe it was possibility in my future, but yeah, I guess it's just I guess in a way acting for me is kind of like what being an idol is for Sarina. Like she wants to be an idol, you know, Ruby's past life. She wants to be an idol, but she just can't because of the circumstances of her life.
Mm.
It's kind of similar to me, at least as an actor. Like I want to be an actor. I would love to be an actor, but I just can't because my memory's not good enough and I can't memorize lines. Um, and I have sort of accepted that the best option for me, the closest I can get to becoming an actor, is sort of doing a Jon Favreau and just writing something so good that it gets adapted and then acting in my own adaptation as like a minor character or something.
That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm more of a Stan Lee kind of guy.
That's
More of
fair.
a give me the cameo.
That's fair. That's fair. Um,
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
I not that I don't love writing by any means, and it's kind of hard for me to decide whether I prefer acting or writing. Um, it's hard to say because would at least like to think I'm pretty good at writing, and I've kind of accepted that I'm not so great at acting. So when there's a clear like experience dichotomy there, it makes it harder to judge which I actually prefer. Like, do I just prefer writing because I'm good at it, or do I like actually prefer writing? Or not that I'm good at it, that I'm better at it than acting. I don't want to sound narcissistic.
It's an interesting thing to deconstruct within yourself, but you know those are questions that I can't really give you the answers to. You gotta look inside, figure that out, or whatever hippie stuff I need to say.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I am extremely low energy.
No, that's fair. I mean, like I said, we did a 4-hour recording last night, which was I did not expect that to happen when we planned this session, but
Me neither.
you should have doubled up on the coffee.
I had one thing of coffee, and I don't ever drink coffee, so
Oh. So you infinity'd up on the coffee.
yes. Yeah, literally. I have like one coffee every year for like when I need an emergency boost.
Gotcha.
'Cause, yeah.
Yeah, if I don't have coffee for a couple days, I get a headache. I get withdrawals.
Hmm.
Especially if I take a shower, like on the day that I don't have coffee. I don't understand why, but as soon as I take a shower, I get out and I just have a splitting headache, and I'm like, oh gosh, I really need coffee now.
Huh.
Anyways, tangent aside,
Any final thoughts from Illya?
that's what I was gonna ask.
Not not at the moment. You more or less covered what I was gonna say.
Oh,
It's kind of like it's a good episode. That's not a great deal that sticks out to me.
hmm.
I just think it's a good episode setting stuff up and building more character relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that I think that Kana's whole character premise of being like, you know, she was like a really talented child actor who got like, you know, a little up her own ass about it, and then she realized that, you know, that's not the kind of, you know, relationship that people want to, or people aren't going to reach out to you if you're narcissistic.
A bitch.
Yeah, if you're a narcissistic bitch. And her sort of realizing that and starting to develop those connections a little bit better, and focus more on her people skills rather than just her acting alone, I think is a really interesting idea. And I think that it is... Kana is probably... Gosh, it's really hard to say. Kana is a character that if she was in any other show, she would probably be my favorite character. But because she's in like a show that has other really good characters, like it's just, she's like third, maybe fourth. Yeah, probably fourth for me. But that just goes to show like how good some of the characters in the show are.
Well, for me, I like Ghana the most currently. But I haven't gotten to see most of the other characters have their plot lines yet, so we'll see.
Well, I mean, you've already met 3 out of 4
Well, yeah,
of the characters that I mentioned. Yeah. Number 1 is
yeah, I know
I.
that they haven't.
Well, number 1 is probably actually
Oh wait,
Ruby.
counting Kana is actually my second favorite.
I think number 1 is actually probably Ruby, and number 2 is I. I think it's changed since recently. And then number 3 is spoilers, and then number 4 is Kana.
Well,
But again, that just goes to show how amazing of characters Ruby and I and spoilers are.
I guess just her name is Spoilers.
Spoiler-chan.
Yeah, Spoiler-chan. Her character design is just one big black bar.
No, that's censorship-chan.
That's censorship-chan. Just depends on the localization, what like her design is.
Right, exactly. Alright, well, I guess I don't have anything else to say.
this is our low energy episode recovering.
It's our low energy episode, and you can probably tell by the time of this video,
Yeah,
the length
it's like
of this
what,
video.
an hour and a half at best.
Yeah.
It's like probably not even an hour. I'm gonna be honest.
I think it's an hour.
Well, it'll be okay. Next time we'll talk about
Well, I can check
something.
how long it was. Okay, it was an hour. It was an hour. We hit the hour mark at least.
Yay.
That's fine, that's the goal.
Join us next time as we talk about something.
Yeah, kill, right?
I hope so. Because we're coming up on episode 3 of that now. You know, perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm...
So,
You know... I'm gonna save this comment for the Kill a Kill episode that we'll eventually do.
Oh no. I wonder what he means by that.
I believe that's called a writing device called foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing is a literary device, as we love to
Your
say.
literary device.
We
A
should-
running joke, it returns.
We should make that our motto.
What? Your literary device?
No, it's foreshadowing is a literary device.
Well, it is a literary
It's like a
device.
running joke at this point.
It'd be nice if people knew how to use it well, but yeah, it's a literary device.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Exy who said
Foreshadowing
that
is hard,
first?
man.
Pardon?
Wasn't it Exy who said that first, Joker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I just brought it onto the I was the first to say it on recording, I think, but I think she was the first to say it off recording.
Wow, you really just I said it louder to her.
Yes, I did.
It's crazy. Ain't no way.
Louder, better, stronger, faster.
All right, maybe we're making that our
And I'm
motto.
recording.
We're making that our motto, and we're gonna end the video on that. All right, everybody, like and subscribe. Foreshadowing is a literary device.